2 games of the regular season to go, and still everything there as a possibility for Tranmere. Automatic promotion is going to be really tough to achieve, but it's still possible, isn't it? So it's who knows what's going to happen in the next 2 matches.
You've got to be prepared to try and make it happen. And, we're going into the 2 games that we've got remaining, especially we're taking each game as it comes. And obviously our next game is Forest Green. The results during the week I thought were really good from a competitive point of view. And everybody's still, fighting for them places, whether it be automatic promotion or getting into the playoffs. So I think it stimulates really good fixtures this weekend. And we've just got to try and take care of business. But we're still within a fighting chance of getting automatic promotion. And that's the aim. And if it's the playoffs, then we'll take that as a second opportunity.
The amount of late goals in the midweek matches, it just underlines that come this stage of the season, anything can happen. And quite often it's the unlikely result that does come about.
Yeah, that can happen. Whether it's pressure, whether it's, the fact that potentially you look at the Exeter game, I think they were losing 1-0, play sent off, they win 3-2. You're pushing yourselves, your team, to extremities to try and get, a positive result. And a positive result, 3 points, can change the picture massively. And it probably has done in Exeter's case. And obviously, if you look at Salford's case in particular on Tuesday night. But with respect to ourselves, we're really looking forward to the game at the weekend. We're well prepared and we're preparing ourselves to win a football match. After the game, we'll have to assess, evaluate, the other results, but we can't affect those other than, trying to get as many points as we can. And our aim is to get 3 points against a very difficult opponent.
And you managed that last weekend, a 1-0 victory against Barrow. The chances that you created in the second half in particular, it could have been a much more handsome victory, but it was the 3 points, and that's a real lift for the players.
Yeah, and it was on Tuesday against Bradford. We can't forget the fact that we're back-to-back now wins. Confidence is obviously coming back to the players, so they're going to be able to express themselves. I think the second half, the way that the players did express themselves from an attacking point of view, but held down the defensive responsibility, was magnificent. And you're right, we could have extended the lead, but while we're keeping clean sheets, 1 goal's enough.
Yeah, how important is that clean sheets? Because even when you've had this sort of tricky spell defensively, in the main, you've looked very robust and resilient.
Well, they're very important when we're not free scoring, but we're hoping that the free scoring comes back. Well, we're planning to, but again, you've got to emphasise that it's a team effort to keep a clean sheet. So it's a team effort to score the goals, individual goals, collective goals. And we're hoping to fire more goals into the back of the net, just so, we don't fall victim of what happened against Cambridge, where there was a goals penalty given. And, it's one of those things that we couldn't overcome on the day because we didn't get the second goal. And it could prove influential that, and it was never a penalty. People can't debate the fact that that was a wrong decision that has massive ramifications for the football club and for the fortunes of Cambridge, for example. But we're fighting again this weekend for our opportunities to get 3 points. It'd be nice to score more goals, but defensively, I agree with you, we're looking very solid, and we don't want that to change.
And Forest Green, just outside the playoff positions, they've been in the playoff positions for the vast majority of the season. They've appointed a new manager and good footballing team, and it is going to be a tough old test for you.
A tough old test, there's no question about that. Forest Green have been top of the league for a substantial amount of time this season, along with the likes of Salford, for example. So we'll never underestimate any opponent, irrespective of what league position they hold. It's about the form that they're in, the players that they've got, and the players that the manager's got at his disposal. And we're well aware of all the positives and negatives of what have happened throughout the course of the whole season for Forest Green. So we do know what we need to do. And first and foremost, we have to be at our courageous best. And that's the aim at the weekend.
When it gets to this stage of the season and with so much at stake, Keith, How difficult, yet how important can it be for the players to sort of go out and try and enjoy what's at stake for them?
Well, it's important from a football perspective, but from a life perspective, it's relatively, and don't get me wrong here, it's very important, but your health is your wealth, and that's one of my, key components of the way that I live my life, and it's not going to affect our health. It could affect our footballing careers, but I heard Brendan Rodgers the other night talking about how you learn from not failure, but losing football matches to get to the point where this season they're better than they were last season at dealing with being in the top four and pushing for that guaranteed Champions League place. With ourselves, I just want the players to express themselves. I don't want them to worry about what might be. I want them to enjoy the game that they love so much. And it is a business. We all understand that. Yes, it's important for a lot of people, the communities, the football club, the chairman, the board of directors, the supporters. It's really important. But unless the players can express themselves, they won't perform. And that's when you do get bad results. So for me, I'll take a lot of pressure as much as I can off the players. But once that whistle goes, the players, the muscle memory, they've got to remember what it is they're good at. And hopefully it'll all come flooding back like it has done for me. I don't think performances have been really that bad. Some of the results have been poor or not what's been expected from this group. But I think we're back on track now. And I'm really looking forward to the weekend. But the players will, I'm sure, express themselves in a football manner.
And how are we looking injury-wise, Keith, in terms of players that are available, players that maybe are struggling this time around?
I think we're okay. I think, again, like I said last week, there's players with little bits of knocks, not 100% fit, but in the main, we're 100% players available, except for Scotty and Varney. I think they're the only two who are missing out this weekend.